One of the greatest challenges that I faced growing up was knowing and accepting my diagnosis of autism at the age of 13. I remember being sat down at the kitchen table and my mother and father proceeding to tell me that I have a pattern of differences. These differences are called autism. I was devastated at first. I don't want to have autism. I want to be like everybody else. And I went into my room and cried for a good hour. I thought life as I knew it was over, that I was broken and that there was no hope. But things got better for me when I realized that I have a hero in my life. Batman. Someone I could look up to and idolize and be like, and to ultimately make myself be better and be the hero in my own life. Because Batman has things going for him and things he can improve upon. And that's the approach I used to muster up the courage and move forward and face the diagnosis. And that was the key to my success. Also, in accepting my diagnosis, I knew that I couldn't accept my diagnosis until my parents had. We actually developed Tom's Tips for Telling, how to tell your child about their diagnosis, so that they understand they're not the only one, it's not their fault, and that they can live the life that they want. It starts with being the hero in your life, knowing about your diagnosis, understanding how it affects you positively and constructively. Because we focus too much on strengths, we keep making the same mistakes over and over again. If we only focus on the mistakes, we never know where we can truly thrive. Knowing about your diagnosis is key to accepting your diagnosis and accepting yourself as a person. Also, being aware that your diagnosis does not have to define you. It will only define you if you let it do so. I refer to myself as a person with autism or a man on the spectrum. I do not call myself autistic or anautistic, because I'm a living, breathing human being first and foremost. And I'm not letting autism be my definition. This is how I know myself, love myself, and be myself so I can become my best self. And I explain this mantra, know yourself, love yourself, be yourself, to other people with autism and even those without autism. Because my secret to success, by knowing myself, loving myself, and being myself, that allowed me to realize that I can be the hero in my own life. And life isn't going to come to me. It's up to me to come to life. And that's why I wrote an award-winning book, Come to Life, Your Guide to Self-Discovery, along with my mother. We co-authored the book because my story needs to be told. People with autism need to understand the struggles I went through and that they are going through these same struggles and can come out on top just like I did. This is why I do what I do and why I speak around the country and bring hope to people with autism and their allies.
Beautiful. Okay, so in the second part. Okay, we'll continue as well.
Okay. So
Yes.
all right, here we go. What's next for me is I'm intending to become a Toastmasters accredited speaker. I'm already a distinguished Toastmaster in the Toastmasters organization. That's like getting a PhD in public speaking, so I'm not afraid to get up in front of an audience. An accredited speaker, though, masters the art of public speaking and a particular trade, so they can be the authority in their particular line of work. My goal is to be the worldwide authority on autism and how to bring out the potential in people with autism. Because so many people with autism are sitting back, playing video games, not living their best life. But if they can hear from someone like me and see all the things that I've done, maybe they can live their best life too. So an accredited speaker, I also want to do a TED Talk. My message, know yourself, love yourself, be yourself, and how I approach my diagnosis, how I don't let it define me, and how I can live the life that I want and that I define where my life is going. This is something that people with autism, and again, even those without autism, need to hear so they can become their best selves and live the life that they want. Finally, I hope to speak at the United Nations during April, which is Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. Because we have come a long way in being aware of what autism is, knowing what it is, knowing how it affects people, but that's not enough anymore. Autism acceptance, realizing that autism is not a disease, it's not something to be cured, not something to be rid from the world, but accepting people for who they are and that they do have something to offer this world. Autism awareness and autism acceptance are both key components to helping people with autism live the life they want, become productive members of society, and be really happy with who they are. I think this is something that needs to be told and be made aware of around the world. So let me speak to the United Nations. Let me speak to your organization. Let me see how we can work together and help people with autism know themselves, love themselves, and be themselves so they can find their niche, find their voice, and live the life that they want.